and welcome. My name's Hannah, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a makeup try on haul with all the bits that I picked up after Christmas. We've got some drugstore, we've got some high-end, and we have a couple of luxury bits as well. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the video. So this is my second time filming this video. The first time I filmed it when it was a little bit too dark and the footage was all grainy. So this isn't going to be a first impressions video, but that's kind of a good thing because then I can give you my more well-rounded thoughts on everything that I bought. But before we put anything onto my face, I'm just going to show you what I have. So starting off with drugstore things, I did place an order at E.L.F. and the first thing that I got were 3 new shades in their bite-sized eyeshadow quads. I got the shades Truffles because I realized I didn't have this in my collection and it's just a lovely darker neutral palette, which is great. And then I got their 2 brand new shades, I Love You a Latte, which is an all matte palette, which I think is great, and Orange Dreamsicle, which is a lovely peachy summery sort of palette. I also picked up 2 shades in their brand new Glossy Lip Stains. I have the shade Pinkies Up and Basic Beige, and then I also caved and finally bought the E.L.F. putty bronzers because everybody has been talking about them. I have the shades Feeling Shady, which is more of a cool toned contour shade, and I have the shade Tan Lines, which is more of a true bronze shade. So excited for trying those. Other stuff from the drugstore, I got the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in a powder. This is in the shade Ivory, and this came with a free mascara. This is the L'Oreal Unlimited mascara. It's quite fun. It's got this wand here that goes back and forth, so we'll be using that today as well. Then finally from the drugstore, I picked up 2 concealers from No. 7. This is the No. 7 Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Serum Concealer, and this one is the No. 7 Hydroluminous Dark Circle Concealer, and both of them are in Fair. Then moving on to high-end, I picked up a couple of things from Tarte. The first thing I picked up was the Tarte Knockout Brightening Gel Moisturizer. This I got because I had a little free packet of it in my last order, and it just felt like a really nice lightweight moisturizer to put on under makeup. And then if you watched my 2021 favorites video, you'll know that I love these H2O balms from Tarte, so I picked up the other quad that they had on their website, which has 4 different shades and is in this really adorable travel size. So they're much smaller than the original balms, but I like this because it means I'll be able to take them with me when I go places. Then from Cult Beauty, I picked up this Jouer Blush and Bloom Cheek and Lip Duo. This is in the shade Celebrate. This I got because I saw a video on TikTok. Like most of the stuff in this haul I bought because of TikTok. And the woman who was raving about these had all 3 shades, so I'll try and link that video below so you can see them. I also picked up the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. In the first video I filmed, I was using the shade 11NN, but I realized that this was too light for me, so I picked up another shade, and this is the shade 20NN, and it is much better. And then I also picked up the Clinique All About Eyes Eye Cream, just because I really like Clinique skincare products, and I thought this would be a good one. And then finally in high-end, I picked up the Glowish powder from Huda Beauty in the shade Fair. So that is everything high-end. I also have a couple of luxury bits. First is the Givenchy Prisme Libre powder in the lightest shade. So again, TikTok made me buy it. Was expensive, but there was a sale on Boxing Day, so don't judge me too much. And then finally, I got the Dior Forever Couture Luminizer in the shade Nude Glow. Okay, so let's get some of this onto my face. We'll start with the Tarte Knockout Brightening Gel Moisturizer. I really like this. This I've used several times already, and it comes with a really cool dispenser. So you just push this down and it gives you a really decent, I did a terrible job of demonstrating that, but about a pump is enough for your whole face. I like to do about a pump and a half. And this is a really lovely moisturizer. It is a lightweight consistency, so it'd be really good for oily skin, I think, but also if you're normal to dry like I am, it's a great skin prep moisturizer or a good moisturizer for the summertime. It sinks into the skin really quickly. It makes your face nice, smooth, and it has aloe extract in it, which is great for reducing redness, which I could definitely use on my face, but this has been great. Then I have the Clinique All About Eyes Eye Cream. This diminishes the look of circles, shadows, puffs, and lines. So again, I've been using this a lot when I've been putting on my makeup recently, and it is really good for diminishing the look of my dark circles. I'll put it on one side and see if you can tell the difference. And like the Tarte moisturizer, it just sinks into the skin really quickly, hydrates, and make sure your under eyes are prepped for makeup, which is great. So on this side I have it, and I don't know if you can tell, but it has definitely reduced the dark circle a little bit and hydrated. So there are less lines on this side. Probably can't pick that up on the camera. Moving on to foundation. As I said, I have the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. This is supposed to, that's the French side. This is supposed to be flexible, breathable, real skin matte finish, medium buildable coverage. Does not transfer, minimizes the appearance of pores, blah, 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 blah. I found that pretty much all of that is true. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do half of my face with a sponge and half of my face with a brush. I do prefer the brush side just because it does sheer it out a bit with a sponge and you get a true medium coverage with a brush, but I'll do both just to show you. As I said, this is the shade 20NN. Definitely is a nice medium coverage. It gives the skin a nice matte finish without making it too matte, so it still looks like skin, which is great. And I'm excited to play with this one a bit more now that I have my correct shade. And on this side with the brush. I'm just quickly going to go over that side to get rid of any brush marks. Okay, so as you can see, the side that I blended in with the sponge has slightly less coverage, which is to be expected, and this side is a proper medium coverage. The skin still has a tiny bit of luminosity, but it's definitely mattified down a bit. It looks like skin, it's covered up enough, and actually I really like it. I haven't tested whether it's buildable, so maybe we'll pop a little bit more on the sponge side. See if we can build up this area here. Let's do it on both sides. And I am going to do this with a brush. Yeah, I definitely say that's buildable. This is great. I am enjoying this. Okay, moving on to concealer. As I said, I have two concealers from number 7, the Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Serum Concealer and the Hydroluminous Dark Circle Concealer. This is supposed to be full coverage, but I found that, to be honest, it didn't really do as much as I was hoping. And this one did cover my dark circles quite well, but because it's quite hydrating, did get into my lines under my eyes quite a lot. They're not my favorite concealers, but I think what I'm going to do today, I'm going to try layering them on top of each other, because I found this did a much better job of hiding my dark circles than this. So we'll do this with this layered on top and see how we go. So these are both in the shade Fair. So this one is quite nice if you're having like a no makeup day, but you want a tiny bit of coverage under the eyes. You can see it's not really covered everything, but it has definitely lessened the dark circle there. Actually not as bad as I remember. I quite like that one. All right, the Lift and Illuminate Full Coverage Serum Concealer. Let's just put that on top. Should probably wait for the other one to dry, but oh well. And I'm also going to put this on a couple of spots. Tell you what, those layered on top of each other look quite nice actually. I quite like them layered on top of each other. I'm going to have to experiment with them a bit more, I think. I don't think they're going to be my favourite concealers, but worth a go now that I have them. So before we go in with all of the powders that we got, and I don't know why I got so many because I don't really use powder that often, but before we do that, we have a few more cream products to use. So let's start with the E.L.F. Putty Bronzers. I'm gonna put the shade Feeling Shady, the cooler toned one, just under my cheekbone on both sides, and then I'll go slightly above that with tan lines. And I think I've tried a few ways of applying this, and I think I prefer using a brush. So I'm just going to take my usual bronzer brush, wipe off any bronzer that is on there. Definitely need to clean my brushes more often. And I'm just going to dip in and build this up in layers. I do like these. I do think they're nice, buildable. I think they don't give too much pigment straight away, which is nice because if you are new to cream bronzers like I am, it just means that you can take your time and really make it look as natural as possible. Okay, so that's feeling shady on both sides. Going into tan lines slightly above just to give a bit more life to the face. And this is definitely my favorite shade out of the two. Okay, so that is both putty bronzers on my cheeks and it's looking really nice. I have been enjoying these as well. So moving on to blush, as I said, I have the Jouer Blush and Bloom Cheek and Lip Duo in the shade Celebrate, and this comes with two shades. This is the shade Promise Me, which is more of a dusty rose shade. And this is the shade Celebrate Me, which is more of a pinky red shade. Looks like that. So I think I'm gonna do one on one side and one on the other side. I have to say I've been really enjoying the first shade, what was that? Promise Me on an everyday basis. It just gives me a nice natural flush to the cheeks. Promise Me on this side. When I first filmed this video, I put the stick onto my cheek and then blended it out, and that worked well, but I have to say I've really been enjoying using a stippling blush brush, going straight onto the product and then onto the face. This is the Katie Jane Hughes 04 brush, but you could probably use any stippling brush to do this. I find cream products tend to work really well with stippling brushes. That just gives a really lovely natural flush to the cheeks, as you can see. Okay, so this is the shade Celebrate Me. I have got that all over my jeans. I just said that had a really decent amount of pigment and I'm not kidding because it's not coming out of the jeans. What I'm gonna do is I'll be right back. Bear with. Okay, jeans are in the wash. We will see whether that comes out. But anyway, where were we? We were putting on this blush that has stained my jeans. This is the shade Celebrate Me, and again, I'm just gonna go in with this stippling brush and put it onto the cheek. So as you can see, this one's just a little bit deeper, a little bit more red. This one is a little bit more of a dusty pink. They look quite similar on the cheeks, but they're both really nice. I have been using these a lot. I have tried them out on the lips, and I find them just a little bit drying on the lips because they are more of a cheek formula, but you can definitely use them as lipstick. The only issue with that is that obviously this is quite a chunky stick, so trying to get precision is difficult, and I would recommend using a lip brush for that. But really lovely colors, have been using this a lot. Now that all of the creams are on my face and on my jeans, I am going to go in with powder. So let's start with the L'Oreal 24 Hour Fresh Wear Powder in the shade Ivory. And this is a very full coverage matte powder. I don't like this for all over the face, but I have been enjoying it as a light dusting under the eyes. It blurs everything out. It adds a little bit more coverage and makes the under eyes look that tiny bit more flawless, which is nice. Oh, I'm setting in a crease. I've also really been enjoying this for cleaning up eyeshadow after the rest of my makeup is done, or adding a little bit of coverage on the face once all of my makeup is done. So if I'm trying to create a sharp line, I'll take a brush like this from the Katie Jane Hughes collection, have a little bit of powder and just clean up here because it's got that little bit of extra coverage. It really does help create a sharp line without ruining the rest of your makeup. For the rest of the face, I find it a bit heavy. The Givenchy Prisme Libre powder in the shade number 1. This is very bougie. So it comes with the little Givenchy powder puff, which is great. And then it's got the little Givenchy holes here, so the powder comes out on the puff in that shape, which is quite cute. I tend to tap this out into the lid so you get all of the colors, and then I will swirl them together with my brush. And this is good for under the eyes, all over the face. It definitely does have a soft, airy texture. It definitely blurs, it mattifies a bit, but doesn't really get rid of all of your radiance if you are using a more radiant product underneath. And as you can see, that's just blurred everything and it looks amazing. Not gonna lie, it's worth the hype. And we're also going to use this to set the rest of the face as well. Just this half, because I'm going to use the Huda Glowish on this half. It is just a beautiful powder. It is undetectable on the skin as powder, and that is really difficult to come by. Then the Huda Beauty Glowish powder. Again, I got this in the shade Fair. This is a luminous pressed powder, and it definitely has a little bit of radiance to it, if you can see on the back of my hand there. I tried this under the eyes, and absolutely not. Do not put this on your under eyes, because it's got that luminosity to it. It does make your under eye look more radiant, which emphasizes every single bit of texture under there. But on the face, it is really gorgeous. You can press this in with a puff for a little bit more coverage. I'm just going to put it on with powder brush just for a little bit of luminosity and a little bit of coverage. Okay, let's finish off the face area. So the next thing I have is the Dior Forever Couture Luminizer in the shade One New Glow. This packaging is so bougie and I love it. It's like a squishy, leathery type packaging with the Dior on the front, and it's really pretty. I got this because of Alana Davison, because apart from TikTok, she is the other reason that I usually buy things. This is what it looks like on the inside, and this is what it looks like on the back of my hand. This is a really nice subtle glow for every day. I'm going to put it on my cheekbones, but then we'll see if we can build it up as well. Nice, smooth. Definitely on the more natural side, but I like that. So let's see if we can build it up. Yeah, you can build that up, definitely. I have really been enjoying this one. Okay, so let's move on to the eyes. And I think what I want to do today is use the shade Love You a Latte, because I just want to do something simple, everyday, matte. So this is what it looks like on the inside. I already love this formula from E.L.F. I love these bite-sized quads. I have almost every single shade now, but they're really great. They're great for traveling. This one I think in particular would be really great as a base if you wanted to do like a liquid eyeshadow on top, and the E.L.F. liquid eyeshadows are really great. Maybe we'll do that. Let's do that, why not? So I'm gonna take this shade here on a fluffy brush and just put that into the crease. Just gonna take that under the eyes as well. Then I'm just going to deepen up the crease, probably actually taking this brush again with this shade here. Then I'm going to take this brush. This is the B04 from Spectrum. It's more of a densely packed sort of angled brush, and I'm just going to take the last shade here, the darkest one, stamp it onto the outer third of my eye. Then we're going to go back in with the fluffy brush we used at the beginning just to make sure that the edges are all blended together. I am going to put a fun metallic shade on, but which one? This is Comet. That could be nice. This is Moon. Could also be nice. Let's do Moon. Awesome, I like that, that looks really nice. On the eyeshadow palettes, because that's actually what I'm showing you, I've really been enjoying this. This is a lovely everyday sort of matte palette that I think you could bring with you anywhere. I have tried Truffles as well, and I really liked this for more of a going out smoky look. Haven't really tried Orange Dreamsicle yet, because as I said, it is more of a, like a peachy, summery shade, but I will be trying this out, I'm sure, at some point soon. So moving on, the next thing we have for the eyes is the L'Oreal Unlimited mascara with the funky wand. I used this once when I was filming my original video. Ooh, that's what I was gonna do. Let's put the Dior highlighter just on the inner corner. So now let's go in with the L'Oreal Unlimited mascara. I tried this out in the original video that I filmed that was too dark. And it is nice, it lengthens, it does volumize a bit. I didn't find myself using the weird funky wand thing just because it didn't really help me apply it any better, to be honest. But maybe that's just because I'm used to applying my mascara like this. It definitely does make them quite dramatic, which is very nice. I found with this, I didn't wear it all day, I did take it off, but it was very difficult to remove, which is a good sign because it means that it'll last a long time, probably won't smudge or flake. But I can't say that for sure. Okay, so that is top and bottom lashes done. This is nice. I'm definitely gonna have to play with it a little bit more, but first couple applications, it is nice. And then finally, lip stuff. So let's start with the Tarte H2O Balms. And as I said, I got the travel size quad in these. So we've got 4 new shades. Let's swatch them on the back of my hand and then I'll put one onto the lips to show you. So this is Salt Life. And I love these because they're just so hydrating, creamy, but they don't move around on the lips. They've got a really good amount of pigment. Sorry, this is Wanderer. But they're really nice for every day. This is Villa. And this is Unwind. Those are all 4 shades there. I think I'm gonna put Wanderer on the lips. So that is Wanderer. As I said, really lovely and pigmented, but they feel like nothing on the lips. They're really hydrating, they're very comfortable. So next up we have the Glossy Lip Stains, and I think this is my last thing to show you. So we have the shades Basic Beige and Pinkies Up. So let's swatch them on at the back of my hand. This is Basic Beige. And this one is Pinkies Up. They look like a nice sheer colour, and they're both really lovely everyday shades. Wiping them off, you can see they are staining hand tiny bit, which is a good sign. So I think I'm gonna put Pinkies Up on the lips today. So that is Pinkies Up on the lips. It is very glossy. It feels very comfortable. It's a nice color. I think this is really nice. I like these. I am probably definitely gonna pick up more shades because I can't help myself, especially with E.L.F. because it's just so inexpensive, but these are really nice. Very comfortable. And I have a tendency to not reapply my lip stuff throughout the day. So if this leaves a nice stain on the lips, then that is ideal. Actually, if we wipe this off, we can see how much of a stain is left. Oh yeah, so that's left a really decent stain. Not so much of the gloss, but it's left a really nice stain behind. I like that. I really like that. So that is everything from me today. If you liked this video, then please do give it a thumbs up. If you liked me and you want to see more videos from me, then please do hit the subscribe button down below. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, I'm gonna check that I'm recording. I am. That's a good sign. With the flush. Then we're gonna go back. Then we're gonna go back in with the fluffy brush. Nice. And blend.